This is CW Iowa Live.
Well, hi everybody. It's 11 minutes past 9 o'clock. Welcome back to the program. Lou and Jackie here along with our buddy Sheree Clark from Fork in the Road. And Sheree, we were just talking on this program yesterday. It was Ditch New Year's Resolution Day officially yesterday. So we're 18 days into the new year, and studies have shown that about half the people that made New Year's resolutions right out the window. So whether you're looking to lose weight, find love, ditch the booze, start exercising, whatever the case may be, sometimes, Jackie, life gets in the way.
Well, they usually say it takes about 2 weeks for your body to learn a new habit. So I guess if you're 18 days in and you haven't done it by now, let it go. But you're saying, how about we... What's the term we want to use?
Get back on track.
Our resolutions, revive our resolutions. What can we do to kind of stay on track this morning?
Well, the first thing is know you're not alone. Obviously, 50% of us have gone off the rails, and the key isn't falling down. Falling down, it happens. It's getting back up. And so what I wanted to talk about today was a few strategies for that, and I wanted to own my own stuff today because I've had some issues going off the rail, and I'm going to tell you what I did about it, and it's truth. So,
all right, I want to hear how you've gone off the rails.
Oh, I've gone off the rails. So let me give you a few pointers, and then I'm working up my courage to tell you my story. So the first thing I'm going to suggest is, no matter what your resolution is, start small. If you're off your program, you were going to do this, you were going to do that, and you're not anymore. Let's say you wanted to get organized. That was the goal, and you're like, okay, it's January 18th. I haven't done a damn thing. In fact, the den looks worse than it did when we started. If decluttering, getting organized is one of your goals, here's where I'm going to suggest you start. Clean out your billfold and your purse. Get those receipts, throw them away, clean it out, redeem your coupons for your dry cleaning. Do those things. Just having that one thing done, which would take 5 minutes, you can do it online when you're sitting online waiting for the help desk to help you. Do one thing, and one thing begets another, As you know, you get your courage up and you kind of muster up that whole resolve of, I'm going to do this. So starting with one thing, because just imagine if you did, let's say, not even every day, 300 small little projects, pretty soon the garage is clean. Okay? All right, so there's one.
Sometimes we look at the whole goal as opposed to finding little ways to get to that big goal.
Losing 50 pounds is daunting.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do it tomorrow, but you can say no to a second helping of cake tomorrow, and you're one step closer, okay? So that would be another thing. Another thing might be set a goal. A lot of times people have this misguided conception that I'm just going to lose weight. That's my goal for the year. Well, let's have a real specific objective. How do you know when you're done? Where is the finish line?
Yeah, having a number is really important. They say don't just say I'm going to lose weight. Have a number in mind and then keep track of where you are, because it helps you achieve that number. It helps you focus.
It does. And the other thing might be, let's say exercise is part of your goal. Yeah, I'm going to exercise. Well, that's not really exciting. That doesn't motivate me. But if you have a goal, for example, like you're going to compete in a competition, or you're going to register for a half marathon, or you're going to do something like that, now you've got something, a benchmark that's pushing you. If by June 1st, when the race happens, you're not in shape, you see that date coming. So when the spring comes and you're looking at the calendar and you're going, oh, I've got 45 days till race time, you're going to be more likely to not skip so many days. Right. So that would be one thing. Another thing kind of related to that is put your goals up big and on the wall where somebody can see them. If a goal that you have is to save money, what's wrong with making a big old check and hanging it on your wall and saying, this is the goal. This is what I want to do. If your goal is to save $2,000 this year and put it in your savings account, you don't do that all in one day. You do it a little bit at a time. So that would be another objective. So keeping that thing in front of you, again, at all times, if running, exercising, this would be a key ring that I would suggest getting. It's cute, it's a reminder. Every time you reach into your clean purse, you're gonna see that little tennis shoe, and it's gonna remind you, hey, you know what, I really should be out there, exercising. So since I'm talking about all this exercise, I'm going to come clean.
All right.
Okay. So my objective, back in September, I made a commitment and I signed up for an endurance race. And the endurance race takes place in Los Angeles the first weekend of April. And the thing about the endurance race is it's not like the Des Moines Marathon where you've got to go 26.2 miles.
Right.
The endurance event is a surprise. We're training for it, and when we get there, they're going to tell us what we're doing. All right.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You don't have any idea how long the race is, or is the race a set length? You just don't know where it's going.
I don't know even if it's running. I just know I signed up for this.
Why did you sign up for this?
Did you have friends do it, or why was that your
Because
goal?
well, a couple reasons. One, my business coach was doing this whole thing, and the whole concept is the endurance, and the whole idea of training
Right.
and the whole mental thing has a lot to do with how we do everything in life. You know, we have to endure to be successful, and it's not just about the physical part of it. It's about the mental part. And most people who are endurance runners and athletes and triathletes will tell you, I can train, and that's only a part of it. The other part is getting over your head and saying, it's mile 18 and I'm going to die, and then not dying. So
I'm proud of you. I think it's great, but you're telling this story for a reason.
it's not April yet. I'm telling this story for a reason. So this came, so I had September, I signed up. I had all this time to plan mentally and get ready for it. And January 2nd came, it was the first call because the training group is worldwide. Okay, so we're all calling in from all these different places, and we're being trained by somebody that's really impressive and all this great stuff. And the day of the call was really darn cold here in Des Moines. And so I listened to the call and I was like, yeah, it sounds really good, but I'll wait till tomorrow and start tomorrow. And then tomorrow was really cold. And then the next day I had a lot going on. And then before you know it, we've gotten almost to the weekend and I hadn't done a darn thing.
What were you supposed to do?
You're screaming this past week, so I think we're all behind you on something like this.
There's a list of things every day. So it
That you have to
started
do.
with, it was start with 25 jumping jacks, and then you had to do a certain number of burpees, and you had to do some, starts out slow and it advances, but it's cumulative. And so then I look, I'm like, okay, I'm 6 days behind, and now I've got to do these things that I wish I was back on day one. Okay, so you get where I'm going. So here's what I did. I got out my calendar, and this is one of the things that I do to motivate me, and I've had this calendar here before. So one of the things that I do is I mark off when I do something and achieve a goal, I give myself a little sticker. Now you can see I started out the first couple days of the month with no stickers because I wasn't doing anything. So what I did, and then I made, on the 4th, I did something, so I got a little heart, and I was like, this isn't working. So what I did over that first weekend was I had to do one thing, and that's why I came up with this idea of the receipts. I picked up the phone and I called Anytime Fitness, which is walking distance from my house, and I said, I want a membership, I want it for a year, I don't want to have a discussion about it, here's my credit card. And I signed up on the spot.
So you were committed?
I was committed. And further, I scheduled an appointment with the trainer for the very next day. So that it wasn't just like, because if you buy the membership, well, who's going to know if I go or don't go?
Right.
But I've got an appointment that I just paid for. And if I don't show, now I'm out money.
Right.
So I made it there. I went, I owned it to the trainer and said, here's my list of things. Here's how far I am behind. And we got back on the path. So now you can see, I've got my little hearts are all there, and it's all, so that's how I've done it. Another way of keeping track of your goals would be this. And this is, you can put pennies in a jar. Or if you're quitting something, that would be another resolution. Take pennies out of the jar and say, okay, when I get to the bottom of the jar, I get a reward. So here's one other thing that I did for myself. While I was spending money and signing up for gym memberships, I bought myself a gift certificate to a massage studio that I will redeem once I get through a whole month of uninterrupted training.
There you go.
And if I don't make it, I can't redeem it. And I'll be honest with myself.
And that's a deal you made with yourself.
It's a deal I made with myself, and I'm not going to, how much would I enjoy a massage if I know I'm not even supposed to be there? I didn't earn it, I'm not going to do it. In fact, what I think I might do is if I don't make it, I'll give it away. Then now the stakes are a little bit higher. So setting yourself up for success. The other thing is I knew I was going to, part of the reason was part of my reasoning in not wanting to do it was I knew I was going to be sore. I didn't want to be sore. So I got some arnica, I got some salve, I got my massage scheduled. I'm good to go.
Setting yourself up for success. Well, we're going to wish you the best of luck and follow along with your story of what's happening in April, which is fantastic.
Yes.
But we want to thank you for rewarding us this morning, as you do every week, with something unique for us to try. Maybe we're not trying an endurance race, but we're trying to make healthier steps in our life, and you can do that by what you eat and drink every day.
And that's the other thing, I brought you a green juice. If your goal is to eat better, one green juice gets you that much closer to the goal. It's not Dr. Pepper, it's not coffee with cream, it's one step at a time.
So what's in here real
Baby
quick?
steps.
We've got zucchini, cucumber, celery, apple, lemon. Very simple.
And it's sweeter than you would think when you say all those vegetables in
The
there.
apple juice. I
The
put
apple
apple
juice
in
helps.
Did?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted it to be palatable. That's the other thing. We're not trying to hurt ourselves here. I wouldn't have given you a whole glass of kale juice. We want to, work
Good,
up
because
to
I wouldn't have drank it. So
Exactly.
all right. So people want the recipe for this or any other things you want to talk about.
Absolutely.
What can they do?
Well, reach out to me and give me a little encouragement if you would at info.
We want to see that calendar every time you come back and see how many days you skip, because we're going to give you a hard time if you do.
Excellent.
Okay.
And I might have to give you the massage if I don't make it. So there you go.
Uh-oh.
It sounds like a deal.
Oh, it sounds like I need to make some plans.
The stakes are up. Okay. So hit me up at info@fork-road.com or visit my website at www.fork-road.com. And as I said, I do need some encouragement.
I was going to say, don't feel bad. We've all been there, and I've been saying the same things. It's too darn cold. I can't get anything done. You can just take those small steps in your life to create a better you. You're watching CW Iowa Live here on Channel 23. We'll be right back.